This is week 207 on HRT, and what's been happening this week? My time of the month, hormonally, I could say. I don't know exactly because I still haven't gotten back on the HRT, but hormonally, it's my time of the month, and I'm not sure why my body's still reacting to it that way. Like how it's been on the HRT, off the HRT, it's been reacting that way. So, at least the HRT has done something good, I could say. Makes me feel normal, like hormonally my time of the month. It's like, yeah. So I can feel it. I had slight mood changes, but not much, so not big mood changes, so but I've still been happy. My breasts are fuller today. I noticed that this morning, so they kind of are uncomfortable a little bit. It's mostly the tops right through here though, more than anything. It just has a slight uncomfortable feeling in them. But that happens when it's your time of the month, so like my time of the month, that does happen. Especially when the weather kind of goes bad. I noticed it kind of does a little bit more when the weather changes like that, but not all the time. Like when it's my time of the month and the weather does change, where it's like gonna rain or a storm or something, or it's just weather's changing and whatnot. Not good weather, but yeah, I noticed that does affect that a little bit. See here, and something I've been noticing was down that area, that feeling, I still keep having that weird, it's like a bubbly, gurgly kind of a feeling down there, right where the vaginal cavity is supposed to be. It's right in that spot, and I don't know why I'm having that feeling down there. And whenever it does do that feeling, I notice let's see here, I could say down. I don't want to call it what it is because that makes me a little uncomfortable. So just down there, whenever it gets that bubbly feeling, I notice the, I should say, erection goes away more, if there's any, or if any, but then have a harder time getting one. Like I mentioned in the last video, I could say, in the male sense, erectile dysfunction, but in the female sense, I could say better than the male way, if it's going like that. Still having those down there like that. And I could say sex drive. I didn't mention this in the last video, but it's normalized, so yay for that. My leg hair isn't growing fast, I could say. I still have some underarm hair that needs to have touch-ups on, and all this crap through all right, yeah. And because of having to shave, all this crap, yeah, that ended up getting a slight it, and it was hurting, so I tried taking care of it, and it ended up like that. So it sucks, but nothing I can do about it right now. Um, so, um, um, other than that, I'm still happy being me. Let's see here. I could say that's what my face looks like. And if you notice my eyebrows, I tried like how you can do like makeup for your eyebrows. I tried that, and one side worked out, the next side it didn't, and I was having issues, so I just left it. And yeah, they look thicker than what they normally are. So I have to wash it off and fix that. So no more makeup for the eyebrows for me. Doesn't For some people, yeah, it works out, and some people it doesn't. So, and I'm one of them that doesn't. And my face is still fuller, I noticed. So yeah. And through here, there hasn't been really any changes. That fat through there, so all my measurements are still the same. So yeah. And other than that, no significant body changes. My leg hair didn't look like it's going away. So no other body hair. I could say over the last few weeks I've noticed down there, the hair down in that area has more so gone towards that female shape, less rounded, more of that triangular shape, like towards, instead of the top part being more rounded, it was more flat and going, yeah, in that female shape. So that's something. It's like, especially if I notice if the hair, any of the hair isn't shaved or anything, it's just all of it's there. It's more in that triangular shape. So yeah. So that's something. My breasts, it's pretty much what they look like, if you can see that. They're small. They're you can see that. Not fully developed yet, but as you can see there, doesn't seem like they've gone much bigger, but they are fuller, and I'm really hoping I can they get them at least a cup size bigger or half a cup size bigger, where I can wear a larger C cup in between, like a C D, and if I can find a small enough D cup, then a 32D. So my band size is 32, and that hasn't changed since I started HRT. I had issues sizing in between when I started my transition. The physical part of my transition. Figuring out how to correctly size. Towards the beginning, I was sizing correctly until I was doing some research, and it says to size this one way, like it's the 4 or 5 method, where if you're even band number, then you add 4, or if it's odd, you add 5. that does not work. I noticed when I was doing that, I measured completely incorrectly wrong. So then when I relearned how to do it correctly, got professionally sized at Nordstrom last year in March, and they correctly sized me. Then a year before that, when I went to Victoria's Secret, they incorrectly sized me. So yeah, so I got correctly sized and to a 32C, like a small 32C. So, and when I learned that, that helped. Then I realized at the beginning of my transition when I was wearing a 32A, I was sized correctly. Then I sized it correctly. Then I was like, I don't think my band size is ever gonna change unless I gain dramatic weight, that's probably not gonna happen. So hopefully I can get wearing a 32D, like a CD cup, or 32D, one of those two, or both. As long as I can get half a cup size or a cup size bigger where I can wear them permanently, I'll be happy. Even if it's just half a cup size to a 32 CD, I'll be glad to be there. So yeah. And other than that, I haven't been really having much issues, except for one thing I've been noticing, how I mentioned in a different video, how certain parts of my body are really sensitive, how they've become more sensitive, and like up through here is really sensitive. Then like where my thighs are, there's spots there. Well, there's a specific spot I've noticed it's even more sensitive than what it's been, and I noticed checking everything down there and whatnot, doing things by myself, find out how my body's working, like sexually. Then that spot really gets me aroused, I could say, helps. And certain spots actually help achieve orgasm, I can say. Like the G spot, which on the male, that's the prostate. But that one specific spot on my leg, it's been so sensitive. I'm not really doing anything to stimulate that spot, and I can feel it. And I notice when really, really, really cold water, either here or in between my thighs, like I mentioned that one video, it sends, especially turned on and whatnot, I could say I'm aroused. That really sets it off, an orgasm. And even if I noticed lately, because that spot's been more sensitive, just cold in general, hitting it gets to the point where it comes close to me getting like close to setting off an orgasm on me, but it hasn't happened just yet. And hopefully it just, like having cold air just hit it, hopefully, especially in public and when people are around, I don't want it to set me off, like set an orgasm off on me. And I noticed, because that spot's so sensitive now, it's wearing like shorts I could say. And it hits that spot, it does come close, and it's like, uh. So hopefully that doesn't happen. It's like that area down there is having that feeling again right now. It's like that weird bubbly, it's like bubbly kind of feeling, or yeah, that weird feeling down there. It's still happening, and it's been happening more and more, and yeah, it kind of sucks, but nothing I can do about it. So other than that, I've still been happy with this, my body, and what's been dealt with, and all that. It's like the draw of the cards, what I end up getting is this, and I'm pretty happy with the results so far. Even not being on the HRT correctly, and times off of it, I'm still happy that nothing's really reversed. The only thing that's really kind of reversed was the sperm, I could say. It's just, it's not fully to where it was before I started HRT, but there's like hardly any of the liquid protein and more of the sperm in it. And that's the only thing that's kind of reversed itself. Everything else hasn't. And yeah. And I was saying my breasts were fuller. There's still kind of discomfort, and right here, it's just really bad right now. It just started just itching and does not feel good. That tells me the skin is stretching out. And if the skin's stretching out, they're getting bigger, and that's something, yay. I don't know how much longer they're going to grow. It's going to be half a year, the rest of the year, up to November 20th. Any time after that, I can't decide that. It's what my body's going to do, is what it's going to do, and yeah. And hopefully it does get there. Other than that, still really thinking about possibly joining a dating site and finding someone that way. Other than that, I don't know how I'm gonna meet someone. Just trying to do it on my own. It's really difficult, especially when you have Asperger's and social anxiety. That makes it even worse. Because looking back on my life, knowing that I have Asperger's and social anxiety, then looking back, it's like I realized what was going on. And it's like, that's what was going on? If I would have known that's what was going on, could have gotten help for it a long time ago. And yeah, but if I had the chance to do things over again, I would just start my transition a year earlier. Like a year earlier or a lot earlier. Just start my transition a lot earlier. The physical part earlier, and get all this, yeah, adjusted and fixed, and yeah. Because if I would have started HRT earlier, my breasts would have been done growing already. but nothing I can do about that now. So just happy, happy, happy. And it was last year I got to that point where I always said I was going through a change, and it just hit me all at once. Just one day, just hit, and I was happy. Then it hit, then I was like going through that change, like how people say when it's like when you're a teenager going through like puberty, go through that change, but then when as you get older, like towards your late teens, you like go through this change. Then when you get to your 20s, you go through a change. Then as you keep growing up, and when you get to your late 20s, you go through a big change. Then all your interests and things change and whatnot. Well, I noticed I'm still slightly going through that little bit of that change. I am in my late 20s. And still slightly going through that change, but my interests haven't changed at all. So it's just I've gained new interests, like stronger interests towards things I've been interested in more. Like I could say steampunk. That is something I haven't lost interest in. It's just my interest in it's gotten stronger and more. Like that steampunk style. And on that note, my book, I'm on page 6 of chapter 9. I'm not stuck in my book anymore. I don't have writer's block. I just have to just continue writing, and it's almost close to the part I wanted in the chapter before the end of the chapter. So yeah. And yeah, and I've made a new accessory that's a steampunk accessory, almost cameos. I made one that's a flower, so for my one version of my steampunk outfit. Yeah, and it's going to be in the blog when I get around to doing my blog. I just have to take the pictures of that specific one. I haven't taken them just yet, so. And how I mentioned, I'm in one of my videos, I was trying to find like a purse or a bag that matches my steampunk outfit. Well, I haven't been able to fully find what I'm looking for, so I'm thinking of making one. I have an old shirt I'm never gonna wear. It's a guy shirt, and I don't wear guy clothes, so it's, I could say, one of those thicker, like plaid shirts or shirts like that, like plaid or that kind of a style. I'm thinking, well, there's one I have to find where I stuck it. I'm not quite sure where I put it, but one of them I do know where it's at. So I'm thinking about taking both of them, making 2 different bags or purses or something towards that Victorian steampunk style. Yeah, and it's gonna be able to be just long enough to fit my umbrella parasol in it. So it's gonna be that long. My umbrella parasol is folded up, and in its case, it fits in there. And my journal, the prop to my book, that's going to have to fit in it. And a small coin purse. And a few other things, but in general, that's what it's going to be. So, yeah. It's about like this long, probably about like this tall, maybe. Something like that. I'm not quite sure until I get around to doing that. So, yeah. Well, other than that, The other thing I was looking for is a pendant watch that doesn't take batteries. I may have found one on Amazon that will work, so I'm gonna keep looking until I find what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a regular one, but this one is slightly not regular. It's more like, it's like a ball that is magnified. You can see the inner workings of it and whatnot. So, and this one doesn't have a chain, it has like a cord as the necklace. So thinking that one is gonna be the one. So I'll get those last two things is what's missing from my outfit, and a gun prop. That's a really small one, something like a Derringer, that kind of a gun, small like that. It's like those are the last three things I'm missing from my outfit. Other than that, my main steampunk outfit's done. Then I plan on doing more outfits. So yeah. Well, sorry for the video going a little bit longer. Well, until next time, comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will get the blog done. And the link is always in the description box. So my blog will have new posts when I get there. When I get to it.